The Lord Jesus Christ? And the Lord said, you love me? He said, yes. We said, yes. Sabi natin, sige. Mahal kita, Panginoon. And then, sabi ng Panginoon, ang utos ko sa iyo, sumunod ka sa gawin ng bautismo. Because baptism is the expression of our love to God. Yan yung pagpapakita natin, mahal natin talaga ang Panginoon, ang baptism. Because this is His command. As a disciple, and also, salvation is prerequisite to our being a disciple or followers. You cannot be a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ unless you are born again. You must experience salvation. What is salvation? That one day you come to know the Lord, you come to Him humbly, you forgive your sin, you ask for God's forgiveness, and you open your heart to Jesus to come into your heart. That's the whole salvation or being born again. When you experience that deep of salvation, then discipleship will follow. And teaching them to observe all things. All things. So discipleship, my fellow believers, is the key to effective ministry in the church. Disciplship. If no one give time for you to disciple, where are you now? The same question like last week. If no one share you the gospel, you did not know the Lord Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. The same thing, if no one help you to grow in your Christian walk until you are still babes in Christ. You are still immature in your faith. I'm so thankful to the Lord for people who are giving time to disciple other Christians. And according to Easton's Bible Dictionary, a disciple of Christ is one who believes His doctrines, who rests on His sacrifice, imbibes or who receives in the mind and retain His Spirit. A disciple imitates His example. Yung mga tao nag-imitate, yung gumagaya sa Kanya, sa Panginoong Jesus. It's good to imitate the Lord Jesus Christ. There are times people are imitating other people. Especially Filipinos, we are good imitators. Right? We are good imitators. So many things, sa mga artista, sa mga bagay-bagay. Hindi ba? Good imitators. But God wants us to be imitators of the Lord Jesus Christ. Do you remember that Filipinos are being good imitators? Minsan nagkaroon ng competition. You know yung gold bars? Yung nagproduce sa pinaka-gold bars? Ang German nakapag-produce sila. And then you know what? Ginawa naman ng mga Hapon, ng mga Japanese. Kumuha sila ng pinakamaliit na drink. Nabutasan nila yun, yung maliit na gold bars. Ang galing nila. And then yung Pilipino naman, bilang imitators, nung sabi ng tingnan nyo, silipin nyo yung butas yan sa loob niya. At nakita nila, made in the Philippines. Mas magaling yun. Made in the Philippines. Nasulatan yung loob ng butas na yun, made in the Philippines. Beloved in the Lord, God wants us to be imitators of the Lord. A disciple is someone who is growing spiritually. Growing spiritually. To be honest to yourselves today. But I will not ask you publicly. Just think about it. Gauge 1 to 10. 1 to 10. How sure is spiritual walk with God? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, I don't know. And how long you have been a Christian? Ilang taon ka lang mananampalataya sa Panginoon? Sabi niya ako, 20 years na. Pero nang pasabihan na ng konti, nakatampo na agad eh. 20 years na Kristiyano na yun, di ba? O kaya mananampalataya, hindi pa na makapag-ibigay sa gawain ng Panginoon eh. Hindi pa alam talaga ang proper giving ng Panginoon. That is part of our discipleship kung lalo natin sa Diyos. Makapag-ibigay pa, balik sa gawain ng Panginoon. It is between you and God. Of course. But as we become mature in the Lord, as disciples of the Lord, we become mature in many ways, in your actions, the way you talk, the way you walk. Bilang tagapasunod tayo ng Panginoon, napakahalaga nito. So, because other people see us. Kasi kung sino tayo sa loob, yun yung lalabas. Diba? Kung sino tayo sa loob, mababasa ng mga tao yan kung sino tayo. Inward and outside and outward. Outside the church. Because there are times people become like holy, become a disciple, but truly like a genuine Christian that's inside the church. But when they go out, the same people, like other people. So a disciple must be follower and imitating the Lord Jesus Christ in their lives. Let's be honest before the Lord. Look in Luke 14:33. In the same way, any of you who doesn't give up. So I think I am the wrong one. Alright, sorry. 1, 2. Okay, I have the wrong page. Yes, it's here. Yeah, a biblical discipleship. A disciple is obedient to the word. And then loving, fruitful, and always prepared to share the hope in the life of Christ. Because discipleship is a privilege and responsibility of every believer. Discipleship is the privilege and responsibility of every believer. Ano ito responsibilidad natin? Na nakasunod tayo ng Panginoon bilang kanyang mga anak. At napakahalaga nito, mga kapatid, sa buhay natin. It's a privilege. A true or biblical discipleship is absolutely necessary. If we are to progress sa ating Christian walk sa Panginoon, gusto natin talaga magprogreso, we must truly obey, we must truly sincere to our faith in the Lord, His likeness. In verse 3-4, sabi nga sa binasa natin, in His divine power is given us everything we need. Everything we need, lahat ng kailangan natin ibigay ng Panginoon. So how do we become disciples of Jesus Christ? Paano tayo talaga maging tagasunod ng Panginoon? Kung ito ay sinabi ng Panginoon, paano? Okay? Biblical discipleship requires us to be intentional. Kailangan intentional ito. Ang pagiging disciple ng Panginoon, hindi aksidente. Okay? The work of God is not something that happens automatically or accidentally. It happens as we engage our will and seek the fullness of God in our lives at every level. At every level. Beloved in the Lord, at every level. Yung pagsunod natin sa Panginoon. And also it develop, as we obey the Lord, it develop being a servant. We learn His heart and pray that will develop His character in us. Redevelop yun eh. Look at the mushroom. Bilang tagasunod ng Panginoon, look at the mushroom. Yan. When God wants to make a mushroom, ang bilis nyo, di ba yung mushroom? Lalo na yung nasa bukid. Alam nyo na yung nasabi ka, nasa bukid, di ba? Ang bilis nun eh. He does it overnight, yung mushroom. But when He wants to make a giant oak, ito na yung mga mananampalataya, He takes 100 years. Great souls are grown through the struggles and storm and season of suffering. Be patient with the process. Sometimes may proseso. For example, like 25 kapatid na kayo, nagka-testimony yan. Ang bigat ng proseso niyan eh. Tumanggap sa Panginoon, sumunod, nawala. Yung bang up and down. Until just for a few years back, recent na talagang totally sabi niya, Panginoon, ito na. Kumbaga sa mga yung kumbaga sa bandera, Lord, surrender na, ito na lahat, surrender na ako. And God is using him. The same thing with us. Proseso ang ginagawa ng Panginoon sa buhay natin para tayo maging tagasunod niya, bilang maging disciple niya talaga. At napaka-importante nito. And how to be intentional. You may find probably someone to help you. Do you want someone to help you through discipleship program, or process. Mahalaga ito. Yung taong ito, this person, of course, we always advise when we do the discipleship, it's always man-to-man or man-to-man, or woman, sa mga woman, babae, lalaki, or a couple or a family. I'm doing also like family discipleship. And currently, probably, yung mga Bible studies, I have 7 Bible studies during the week. At most evenings, at yung iba, dahil wala ng time, sabi ko, Monday is my off, and then Monday night is my family Bible study or discipleship with my wife and also my 2 kids. So dahil nasa need, I'm doing Monday 4:30 in the afternoon. And just recently, we are doing our Bible discipleship 9:30 in the morning. That's their availability. And I praise God that passion that put into my heart is to help people to grow. Actually, that's my passion. To see people growing in their faith.